Hello, I'm Sarah Grady Ackerman. The Trouble with Panthers is the 2010 Florida Book Awards gold medalist in the popular fiction category. Bill Culyer Hall, a fifth-generation Floridian, writes of a Florida cattle family and that change is life's only certainty. Thanks so much, Bill, for joining us today to talk about your book. And as I understand, you've been writing since 1997, correct?
Yes. I started writing a few articles for outdoor magazines, and in 2000, I believe it was, I decided, heck, I can do that. I should write a novel. And this is my second novel. I had one come out in 2003, and then of course this one.
Okay. So how did you feel when you were notified that you had won the gold medal for The Trouble with Panthers?
I was surprised. Very surprised.
Why were you surprised?
I knew I was up against some very good authors, and I'm sort of an unknown, and so I was very surprised and very pleased.
So really a big honor for you.
Yes.
Now we're going to talk about your book in just a second, but something, as we mentioned at the top, that not a lot of people get to say, you are a fifth-generation Floridian.
Right.
How much of an impact has that had on your writing?
Oh, a lot. My love of Florida is probably the main reason why I write. I want to leave something for my kids and their children. Try to, show them my view of how Florida used to be.
Right.
I'm not that old, but it was quite different when I was growing up.
So tell us about The Trouble with Panthers. Does this talk a lot about times that have gone by?
It's actually set in the year 2004.
Okay. And
it concerns a cattle family in Osceola County on the shores of Lake Kissimmee. They've had this property for almost a century, and when the patriarch of the family passes away, they're on the verge of losing the land. Not losing it, but having it changed to be used for other purposes other than cattle ranching. And this book is primarily about this young 18-year-old man who's trying to save this ranch and keep it the way it was. The reason Panthers is in the title, it's more of a metaphorical deal, but there is a panther in the story.
And why did you base it in the around a Florida cattle family? What drew you to that as the setting?
Because I see what is happening with the cattle people, and they're all experiencing what these, or something similar to what the fictional family experiences in this book. And it saddens me. Because I like the way it was, and I hate to see it change.
So how did it impact you now that it's finished and many people are reading this book now? What did you learn from this process personally, and how does it feel to know that people are learning about what is so dear to you?
It's fun, because especially the cattle people that I've spoke to that have read the book, they all seem to really like it, and they paid me the best compliment I could have ever gotten. They said, "This book is real."
Wow.
And that's all I wanted.
Awesome. I think one of the things, and you did mention this a few minutes ago, that change is a big part of this book, dealing with change, that it's inevitable. Is that something that you hope that your readers grab a hold of, and what do you hope comes from that once somebody reads this?
Well, they'll get that, because that's something we all have to deal with. Usually we don't recognize it until we get older, but the world changes at a very fast pace.
Yes, it does. Well, this is great, and it's been good talking with you. I want to remind everyone, The Trouble with Panthers, written by Bill Culyer Hall. And just thank you so much, Bill, for your time today. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Production of this program is made possible in part by a grant from the Florida Humanities Council. Additional support comes from the Florida State University Libraries.